It's Friday, April 4th, 2025. Welcome to Q2 and episode 147 of the Alameda Postcast, an audio service of the Alameda Post. I'm your host, Scott Peeler, and this edition of the Postcast, the City Council focuses on the business of business, a morbid discovery on Bay Farm Island, AUSD helping underrepresented students, more affordable housing opening at Lynette Corner, the latest real estate sales, lots to see on stage and right under your nose, plus time to expand your horizons. These stories and more on this episode of the Alameda Postcast. Our top story, on April 1st, City Council received an update on Alameda's economic development efforts focusing on business retention, attraction, and revitalizing key commercial areas like Park and Webster Streets. Dwayne Dahlman, Economic Development Division Manager, explained that the division's goals are, quote, to better meet the needs of our existing businesses, enact a more robust business and investment attraction effort, and dynamically respond to current issues, end quote. While maintaining current programs, the division also wants to update 4 areas: business attraction, business retention, integration of Alameda Point, and use of technology. Current programs include facade improvement, workforce development, including a youth career fair, guaranteed basic income, special events such as Restaurant Week, and attention to public arts. To attract new businesses, the division is engaging with commercial brokers to promote vacant buildings for sale or lease to the larger business community. They are partnering with the Chamber of Commerce to create a Choose Alameda website due to be launched by summer, featuring testimonials from local executives about their decisions to locate in Alameda. To retain business, Dahlman says the division is working with the East Bay Small Business Development Center to bring free business advising services to Alameda businesses. Upcoming workshops relate to restaurant operations and digital marketing. The division may also expand the facade improvement program to include safety measures such as barriers to prevent vehicles from crashing through entrances to commit theft. A significant portion of the presentation focused on collaborative efforts with the Downtown Alameda Business Association and the West Alameda Business Association to revitalize Park and Webster Streets. While their overall vacancy rate is relatively low, 4.8% for Park, 3.4% for Webster, that still means about 65,000 square feet vacant across 26 properties. The division sent letters to 8 property owners who were deemed unmotivated. The letters conveyed ways in which the city can help. The division received no direct responses, but Dahlman noted that one owner afterward lowered their rent and another engaged a broker. There was also discussion about the ongoing integration of Alameda Point and the attractiveness of Alameda as a location for tech startups, especially considering our proximity to incubators like UC Berkeley. The council unanimously accepted the economic development status update. With EV ownership on the rise in Alameda, the city plans to expand electric vehicle chargers to 12 public lots and 30 new curbside locations. To ensure the availability of charging stations, the council unanimously voted to limit the use of designated EV parking spaces, both curbside and at city-owned facilities, to only electric vehicles actively connected to a charging station. Failure to comply will result in a $45 ticket. The council also appointed outgoing Friends of the Alameda Animal Shelter CEO John Lipp as a member of the Commission on Persons with Disabilities and named Lily Boris and Hamel Sarant as members of the Golf Commission. Finally, the council accepted the 2024 annual reports on the housing element, Transportation Choices Plan, Vision Zero Action Plan, Climate Action and Resiliency Plan, as well as the CARP Mid-Cycle Report. Find Karen Jensen's full report at alamedapost.com/news. Last Thursday, Alameda resident Alvin Kahn was walking on the shoreline between Business Park and Harbor Bay Ferry Terminal when he noticed something large floating in the water. As he told the Post, quote, "At first when I looked, I thought, is this for real or is it a dummy? There were other people on the trail and I guess no one else saw it because they didn't say anything. I thought, it looks real, I better call the cops," end quote. This was at 9:53 a.m. Approximately 10 minutes later, Alameda firefighters confirmed the presence of a dead body, and the area was cordoned off. Alameda Communications and Legislative Affairs Director Sarah Henry confirmed that the body was that of a deceased male with no identification, and that the case was turned over to the Alameda County Sheriff's Office and Coroner's Bureau, with no further information available. Find the story at alamedapost.com/news. At last week's meeting of the Alameda Unified School District Board of Education, there were updates on 2 of the district's many efforts to support underserved and underrepresented students. One of those is AVID, the Advancement via Individual Determination Program. AVID was introduced last school year for 5th grade students at Ruby Bridges Elementary, 6th grade students at Wood Middle, and 9th grade students at Encinal Junior and Senior High School. Underlying AVID is the Writing, Inquiry, Collaboration, Organization, and Reading model. This model helps students develop critical thinking and communication skills through peer-to-peer tutorials and Socratic methods. Kelly Scott, a 7th grade teacher at Wood, said, quote, "The core of AVID is taking a student who is historically underrepresented and a passive learner and making them an active learner and a part of their educational system," end quote. AVID seems to be working, with nearly 1/3 of the students in the program achieving a higher grade point average compared to the previous school trimester. AVID expanded to several additional grade levels this school year, and AUSD intends to further grow the program to include all grade levels between 4th and 12th for all 3 school sites. AUSD's Office of Equity provided a progress update and highlighted key achievements, including the Black Math Genius program, which provides 30 students with one-on-one instruction from people across the world who look like them. The instructors highlight Black figures and achievements in mathematics to help students grasp the infinite number of possibilities in the world while reinforcing grade-level math concepts. With the program's support, several students experienced higher STAR testing scores between August and November of 24. Other presentations included Matthew Caniglia, who teaches AP African American Studies at Encinal, who described the course as a success and relayed positive responses he's heard from students who have taken the course. In other business, the board unanimously approved a declaration of need for fully qualified educators, which allows emergency permits to be granted to hire teachers that do not hold a full credential. For an in-depth look at last week's meeting, see Ken Durr's article at alamedapost.com/news. Last week, I reported on the availability of affordable housing for senior unhoused veterans at the soon-to-be-opened Lynette Corners development near Estuary Park. Today, the waiting list has opened for additional units, this time for those 62 and over, regardless of military service status. There will be 23 units available, each a 400-square-foot studio apartment suitable for 1 or 2 residents. For 2 people, a majority of the units are available for a maximum income level of $49,840 per year, with a minimum monthly income requirement of $1,540.50 a month. The rent for a 2-person facility is $1,027 a month, with the only other expense being electricity, as garbage, water, and sewer are included. A $500 security deposit is required. A free transit pass will be provided to each head of household. The waitlist application period starts today, Friday at 11 a.m. and closes in 2 weeks. Preference is given to those who live or work in the city of Alameda. The building is non-smoking. Pets are allowed with pre-approval. For details and sign-up links, see alamedapost.com/news. Again, this is a separate offering from the units reserved for unhoused senior veterans. On the subject of housing, let's take a look at the latest real estate sales, as we do every 2 weeks, thanks to Liz Rush. For March 18th through the 31st, 15 properties closed, 10 on the main island, 5 on Bay Farm, ranging from $525,000 to $1,800,000. 9 properties above list, 3 at asking price and 3 below. One trend from the last report did continue. Properties are staying on the market a bit longer, with 2 of the sales even cracking the 2-month barrier. For a look at the numbers, see Liz Rush's article at alamedapost.com/real-estate. As I noted last week, spring musical season is upon us. You've only got tonight and tomorrow to catch Alameda High's production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Kelly Rogers Flint took in the show last weekend and came away impressed, citing both excellent performances and overall stagecraft. For a full review of photos and ticket links, head to alamedapost.com/arts. While you're there, you can also check out Kelly's review of the latest offering from Altarena Playhouse, the perennial favorite Grease. You might wonder how a sprawling musical like Grease can fit into the smaller settings of the Altarena, but as Kelly notes, it works. Having directed more than a few productions myself in black box spaces, it's amazing what that added sense of intimacy can bring to a show. Pictures, Kelly's full review, and ticket links at alamedapost.com/arts. For a look at the intimacy of nature on display, you'll want to see Richard Bangert's latest photo essay focusing on the subtle beauty available at Alameda Point. Like Jeff Goldblum said,
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
Find Richard's article at alamedapost.com/nature. By the way, you may have noticed a few changes at alamedapost.com. Publisher Adam Gillett has made quite a number of improvements, with an eye especially to the experience of the site on mobile devices, by far the most popular way for our readers to interact. Take a time to poke around. I think you'll like what you see, right down to the latest Postcast episode having a permanent place on the front page. If you're looking for something new to do, be sure to check out Amanda Laird's All-Around Alameda column at alamedapost.com/alameda-life, including our latest walking tour. More events at 94501.info. Thank you for your support of local news for Alameda. Show your support by heading to alamedapost.com/donate. As always, we're a 501c3 organization, which means your donation may be tax deductible. Find us on all the social media outlets and find the Postcast wherever you get your podcasts, or simply tell your smart device to play the Alameda Postcast podcast. I'm Scott Peeler, back next Friday with episode 149 of the Alameda Postcast.